In one house where a boy lived, there was a closed attic. The boy really wanted to climb in, but his mom and dad wouldn't let him.
You'll break something?
Dad said. Dad always carried the key to the attic with him and never left it anywhere. He rarely went up to the attic, moved something there, and talked to himself. One day, Dad went on a business trip and left the key with his mom. The boy spied where his mom hid it, and when she wasn't home, he took the key and climbed into the attic. It was dark in the attic. There were some boxes and old furniture.
Hey,
The boy suddenly heard someone's voice.
come here.
The voice came from the darkness, but nothing was visible. There was a candlestick with a candle and matches on the floor near the door. The boy lit the candle, but still couldn't see anything.
I'm here.
The boy's voice called.
Move the wardrobe.
The boy came closer.
Move the wardrobe.
The voice repeated. The boy barely moved the cupboard and saw that a large mirror was attached to the cupboard doors. And a voice clicked from there. It was hard to see, but inside the mirror it was even darker than the darkness in the attic. The candlelight was not reflected in the mirror, but there was someone inside. Although it was impossible to see him, only the eyes began to water and hurt.
Who are you?
Asked the boy.
I'm your great-grandfather.
Said the stranger from the mirror.
Your father's father locked me here.
Is it possible to lock someone in a mirror?
The boy was surprised. The one in the mirror did not answer.
Why did they lock you in?
Asked the boy.
They were afraid of me.
Was the answer.
But you're not afraid, are you?
No!
The boy answered, although in fact he was very scared.
Don't be afraid.
Said the man in the mirror.
If I could get out, I would have already done so.
The boy came closer to the mirror to see who was inside the mirror. He even touched the mirror with his hand. And then the one in the mirror grabbed him and began to pull him in from the inside.
Let go!
The boy screamed and began to break free. But his hand was pulling him in from the inside even more. Almost every hand was already inside the mirror, and the boy was being pulled in even more. And then the boy hit the mirror with all his might with the candlestick he was holding in his other hand. The mirror cracked. A cry of pain was heard from the mirror. And then the boy screamed. After all, he saw how his hand, which was pulled into the mirror, cut a crack in the mirror, but no one else held him back. The boy fell and crawled away from the mirror. He had no hand. It was left in the mirror. When his mother returned, she saw that the house had completely burned down. A boy was sitting near the burnt house, and he had no hand.
What happened?
Asked his mother.
You didn't go into the attic, did you?
He took my hand.
Said the boy.
I asked him to give it back, but he just laughed and said that one night he would come and take everything else from me.
In a small town lived a girl. Not far from their house, there were old ruins, overgrown with weeds and nettles. It is unknown what used to be there, a castle or a temple, but the locals preferred to avoid this place. Children were also afraid of the ruins, but sometimes they still came there, ran among the rubble, hiding their fear with laughter. Adults strictly forbade children to play in these ruins, especially after a dead boy was found in them. The band only fueled the children's interest, and they dreamed of the forbidden place. Scary rumors circulated about the ruins, about a bone monster strangled by green fog and a black window that appeared on moonless nights. This window attracted the attention of children. Whoever dared to stick his hand in there could get gold or jewelry, but he could also lose his hand or meet death. Despite all the scary stories, each of them dreamed of finding the black window. Some even brought a rope and a triple hook to hook something in this mysterious place. One day after school, a girl and her two friends decided to check out the ruins to prove to the others that they were not afraid. They thought that they would just look and leave. The sun was shining, and there was a lot of time left until the evening. When the girls entered the ruins, their fear disappeared because there they met two boys from the neighboring yard. After playing for a while, the children were about to leave when suddenly one of the boys shouted that he saw a black window. The others ran up and, indeed, noticed a square piece of impenetrable darkness hanging in the air. One of the boys began to prepare a hook. Despite the ominous premonition, they continued to watch the window. The boy threw the hook into the darkness and, pulling on the rope, exclaimed that he had caught something. But suddenly, he was pulled from the other side and fell through the black window. The others became alarmed, not knowing how to react. One of the boys tried to catch it, but it was too late. A bony hand reached out of the black window, trying to grab it. The children froze in fear. Soon, realizing what had happened, they ran away in panic, pushing through the weeds and ignoring the stinging nettles. The girl got to the road and stopped. The surroundings were calm. A car was driving by. A woman was carrying shopping bags. Music was playing somewhere. With the terrible incident in her mind, she began to think about what to say to the mother of the missing boy. But soon these thoughts were washed away, and she went home to do her homework. She tried to convince herself that the black window was just a figment of her imagination. However, on the way home, darkness suddenly opened up right under her feet.